go up here to Bob.
Hi, Clint. Tom Martin with KCTV. Hey, in just what ways do you feel representative of this region, the fans coming out here to see everybody, and what's it like being back here at this track?
You know, it's just an easy sell when you think about Kansas Speedway and you talk about it with our fans, with teams, with crew guys. It just doesn't matter if you're affiliated with the sport. You enjoy coming to this area, to this racetrack, and you know, talk about the area. I mean, holy cow! You know, I remember, you know, Tim Carrick sitting over there. I'm looking at him, and I remember, you know, going to Lakeside and racing with him week in and week out, and coming by this place and seeing it being built, and it just seems like every single year we come back here, it's something more to enjoy for not only us as race teams, but the fans. You know, there's just not a track where you can walk to all the things, all the different things that you can do in Kansas, whether it's good barbecue or shopping, casino, Cabela's, you know, it's just, there's something for everybody here.
We're going next to Bob, and then Todd, and then Claire B.
Bob Parker, CSPN. Any regret with the way the race ended and your outburst a little bit at your crew chief last week? And could that car have continued at all? But obviously we can't.
No, we had to. That's why we were done. Unfortunately, the rules that you're in, it sucks. It didn't seem like anybody could continue at Talladega, you know, last week. It's just frustrating. Those are frustrating races. It's extremely nerve-wracking. You know, to be dead honest with you, when I'm at home, there's only two tracks that I'm scared of. There's only two tracks in the back of my mind where I think I could lose my life, and those are the only two. So, you know, when things get out of control, you got to remember that we're still out there risking our lives, and you know, there's a lot at stake. So, you know, that's behind us. It seemed like it's been a month ago. I had a sponsor commitment out in New Mexico, and the team took Kurt and went to the Roval. He filled in for me, and then I'm going to fill in for him next week, and we're going to Homestead to try to you know, create a path for our teammate Kevin Harvick to win a championship. I mean, that's the thing about Stewart Haas, is there's no quit. It's a collaborative effort with everybody involved and all the race teams, and until we don't have a car in the hunt, you know, that effort's not going to stop.
Go next to Todd, and then Claire.
What's up, Clint? How are you? What is your relationship with Bugget like? You know, how have you enjoyed working with him, and are you looking forward to maybe having some continuity and having the same guy, the same team, the same car, the same shop, you know, for a second straight year? And do you think that could help you looking toward the future?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much change, and it's not just me. You know, I wasn't just the only piece of the puzzle that changed to Stewart Haas. You know, the manufacturer, you know, just the whole package. I mean, people, it's hard to explain what goes into just uprooting your whole system. I mean, you're talking chassis, that's the easy part, right? The metal, the things that you see from the naked eye, but you know, your simulation, your whole database. I mean, literally everything that we use as a tool to collectively go to work on a weekend, any given weekend, that whole program has to be rewrote, refined week in and week out, and re-perfected every single time you look at it. I mean, it just takes time, and you start to see you know, the results. The 4 cars obviously standing out still amongst the other ones, and that's the hardest part, is trying to figure all that out. I mean, at the end of the day, you can have the best computers, you can have all the different stuff. It's still about people. It's still about getting the most. It used to be getting the most out of each other. Now it's about each other getting the most out of the computer. You know what I mean? I mean, it's still about people.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. I know that you thought your car couldn't go on last week, but was there some kind of confusion between you and your crew chief, Mike Butteravich, initially, and then did you agree later that it couldn't go on, or was there some confusion initially that you thought it could and he thought?
No, I hit the same damn car 3 times. I mean, it was, I think it was a 72 car. Seemed like I'd spin around and no more get it gathered up. He was doing the same thing, and I'd smoke him again, and then we'd both go like crazy, like pinballs, and you kind of call it open your eyes, whatever happened, you get it back underneath. I mean, you'd be teed up again. I think it was the 72 car, light blue car, that's what I remember. I hit it 3 different times. But again, it's just, you know, you get down to the end of those things. There's a point. You can feel it as a fan. You can tell it and feel it in the car. There's a point in those races where you have to be in position. You got to be in the hunt, and you know, the one common denominator there is I knew and I felt strongly going into that race there was a Ford going to win that race, and I was, you know, in the back of my mind, there's a handful of tracks that I feel like we can competitively, you know, win at and beat these Toyotas right now. That was one of them, you know. So just a lot of things going on there, and confusion was definitely one of them. That's for damn sure.
Like he thought that you could continue racing, or did you agree later that you couldn't?
Well, yeah, that's why we come into the pits and we looked at it, and I mean, like the front end was huge. Like I think one of those, because somebody drove around the track at the beginning of the race and pulled the track down, had to wait. I think NASCAR made them wait till the race was over 4 hours later, or whenever the hell they got done with it. Unfortunately, I was in Kansas unloading my family. That sucked.
We'll go to Scott, and then we'll go back to Todd.
RBN, Race Wars Broadcasting. Hey, Clint, last race here, you started 30th, ran 9. Worked your way up through the field pretty good. You were pretty fast on the sheet here today. Feel pretty good about your chances. And what about that game last night?
I didn't get a chance to see it.
You haven't even watched the game.
Here's what sucked about last night,
Yep.
and then not much did because it was a ton of fun and at home and seeing everybody and raising all the money and the success that we had. You're just so busy. Truth be told, though, is I leaned on Jamie Johnson to play, and things get a little out of control at some of my events. And there was a large group at the bar that wouldn't leave the bar, and I'm like, come on, guys, the band's starting, you know, and I figured it out that not only was it a cute girl that was serving the alcohol, it was the alcohol, and then the third aspect of that was the damn Chiefs game was on.
Right.
So I hate to say this in Kansas City, but I had to go up and turn the TV off for a little while to get him back over to see my boy play, and by the time we got back over to the bar to see who won, the game was over, and frustration set in when they gave it up there at the end. But I'm hoping to catch that Monday night game here coming up next week, right?
Right.
And or the week after, and you know, it's just fun, man. Kansas City's, it's rolling right now. If you're a sports fan at all, you know, Ned and the gang has gave us a hell of a run here in the last 3 years or so, and the Chiefs are turning the corner, and it's a lot of fun.
And again, started 30th, ran 9.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of your chances, you were good on the
Well,
sheet
we
here
got
today.
outran by the LIS machine, as everybody seems to be doing quite regularly these days. So we never got a chance to qualify, so we started at the back and got up through them decent. You know, that was a top 10 day. I feel like the car is making decent grip. You know, I think we need to work on some things for race trim and stuff like that. Obviously, all of us was pretty decent qualifying trim, but for race, I think we need to be a little bit better. But the hardest thing about practicing right now, you're running down the bottom of the racetrack. You know in the back of your mind, we're going to be out there rim riding and being on the fence, and that creates a whole different animal. So it is kind of tricky to be working on race trim, you know, just to kind of get an idea, you know, on your gaps and all the things that we do that you need to get collected, you know, in practice for tomorrow's practice, or even if it rains tomorrow, even for the race, you know. So there's rhyme and reason to everything we do and how we do it in the schedule, how we use and allot your tires, everything that goes into that. So you're going to have to lean on your notes a little bit, especially if we don't get to practice tomorrow or something like that. You're going to have to use that to your advantage.